All right. So how about you, Robert? Do you have a question for us today?
I do. It's not cigar related. It's actually fishing related. Lou, when fishing, do you find you catch more if you cast it out or if you just let it drop off the side of the boat?
Well, that depends on where you're fishing. I grew up on a little pond. I was fortunate enough to have a little 16-acre pond behind my house that my dad had. His dream was to have a house on water and always was fishing. And when I was in middle school, they moved to the house that my mom still lives in. And so there is, the type of fishing you're doing. If you're going to go fish for crappie, you can go put the boat next to the structure and you're just basically bobbing that hook up and down with a little beetle spin on it, and you can tear crappie up without any cast. Then if you're going to fish for something that's a little more, elusive, like a bass, you're going to want to be a little further away from it, so you end up casting out. So it all depends on the type of fish you're fishing for. I will say that lazy fishing is fun fishing, and active fishing is fun fishing. A bad day fishing is better than a good day at work anytime, and especially if you throw a cigar in there as well. Right?
Your story.
Yeah.
I like to fly fish, and that's all casting. I mean, that's not really just dropping something down in the waters. And the casting of a fly rod is a whole different ball game than casting a spinning rod or something like that. But it all depends on where you're fishing. Ocean, lake, fast-moving water, barrel, if you're really looking to catch dinner. Grocery store.
In a pinch.
Seafood counter, so sure. That answers your question.
Okay, yeah. And I only asked the question because one time I haven't gone fishing very often. I just remember one of the first times I went, we were at the Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri. I don't know where we were, but I really didn't want to be there. And so I was just like dropping my line off the side of the boat and then just letting it sit there. And that day I actually caught 4 fish, which was the most of anyone in the boat. So I'm like, I wonder if that's a thing.
Sure is. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've caught more bluegill 3 feet away from the dock than I have anywhere else in a lake.
Yeah. Well, we had these very, trained fish. We would catch bluegill and shellcracker and crappie right off the little boat dock that we had out of the backyard because my dad would feed them. He'd throw out pellets and he would throw out oatmeal or, stale cereal or whatever it is. And so there was a very big population of those panfish that would be there. And so whenever we'd have friends over or there was some, young kid that's coming over and they want to fish and they want to catch something, you could put dough, just bread dough or a piece of hot dog or something on there and they would bite at anything. So, you were guaranteed to catch something. You need a lot of them for a meal, but it was always fun to catch and we'd throw them back. So I don't know.
So you sound like you're catfish fishing right there, man. That's what we used to do with catfish.
We didn't have any catfish in the lake, but there's a lot of people around here that do a lot of like noodling and they do a lot of catfish, fishing, and they do that at night and stuff. And there's one guy that is he's in Iowa, and Randy will go out and he will fish and gets these big old river cats, and then he'll take a picture with lure cigars, and he swears that smoking a lure cigar increases his chances of catching any fish while he's out there. So take that with a grain of salt. Yeah, exactly.
It's got to be true. Seems like enough evidence.
Yeah.